Richard, we have never rehearsed this before, so let's see how it goes. Aga, kallid daamid ja härrad, dearly honored gents and ladies, would you please make a really huge round of applause? Teeme väga sooja aplausi peigmehele Richardile. Richard, you can choose your weapon.
Tere tulemast. Aitäh Leho, sulle su heade sõnade eest.
Thank you, Leho, for those kind words.
I would also like to thank Leho for raising such a beautiful daughter and for all his help in us getting ready for the wedding today. I think he's been the recipient of many items we've been ordering to his house and various other things he's had to deal with in the previous months, so thank you for that.
Kõigepealt suured tänud Lehole suurepärase tütre kasvatamise eest ja kindlasti ka selle eest, et viimasel nädalatel on võimaldanud asju hoida Leho juures, mis kõik on seonduvalt pulmaga kaasas käinud. Aitäh sulle selle eest, Leho.
I'd also like to thank Leho for his patience. Having got to know the Lidres family, I now understand that things should have happened yesterday. And I think we should already been married with at least 2 children by now. So,
Richard tänab ka Lehot kannatlikkuse eest, sest Lidrese peres peaks vist juba kõik asjad juba eile tehtud olema ja võib-olla Lidrese perekonna kohaselt peaks juba praegu 2 last olema Richardil ja Estril, aga ta tänab selle kannatlikkuse eest.
But don't worry, if Esther has her way, they'll be on their way soon. So.
Leho, tasub hoida meilid ja kõrvad ja silmad lahti.
I would also like to extend our thanks to Esther's mother, Elena, and her husband, Ayn, Ralph, and Rudolph. Always very welcoming when we come to visit, so thank you for being here today. We'd also like to say how radiant Eleanor is looking today.
Siinkohal soe aplaus loomulikult ka Estri emale ja Estri kaasale Ainile ning loomulikult Rudolfile, kes on ja ka Ralfile, kes on siin aidanud kõike organiseerida ja koos hoida.
And a special mention to Ralph for the poem earlier in the service. Thanks for that. It's also great to have 4 generations of the family here, so a special mention to Aviva as well for being here.
Soe aplaus ka vanaemale Avivale ja väga eriline, et täna on siin 4 erinevat põlvkonda ja loomulikult suured tänud ka Ralfile ilusa luuletuse eest tseremoonial.
And just extend also thanks to Esther's wider family from her father and mother's side, and thank you for being here today and joining us.
Ja loomulikult suured tänud kogu Estri perele ja ema ka isa poolt, kes on täna siia tulnud tähistama. Aitäh teile!
Now we would like to thank my closer family, my father, my sister Sarah, her husband Dan and Finn for joining. Really excited to see you here in Estonia.
Suured tänud loomulikult ka Richard enda perele, aitäh sulle isa Philipp, aitäh õele Sarahile ja tema perele Danile ja loomulikult kogu perele. Põnev on, et olete täna siin Eestis seda kõike tähistamas.
And a special mention to my father for pulling the blessing together at very short notice. He managed to turn it around very quickly, so we really appreciate you taking the time to do that, and it was meant a lot to us.
Ja suur tänu sulle, hea Philipp, et nii lühikese etteteatamisega andsid ka oma õnnistuse tänasele tseremooniale. Aitäh selle eest.
And also mention to Joan, Paul, Roger, Wendy, Mark, Julian and Bonnie, his wife, for also making the trip over here. Really appreciate you being here. Very fond memories of Christmases together. Time's gone past with very good food, fine wine, the Boxing Day shoot, and not to mention Christmas pudding with a dose of bread sauce.
Suured tänud loomulikult ka Richardi sugulastele, kelle juures on väidetud väga häid ja meeldejäävaid pühasid, kus on saadud süüa ja juua ja tehtud mitmeid lahedaid, what was it called? Pretzelseid. Just nii. Selliseid lahedaid briti traditsioone on läbi viidud.
Also would like to now make a special mention to those who are not with us, especially my mother Jackie, who would dearly have loved to have been here today and would love to have met Esther and experienced all of this. So just take a short moment of silence to remember those who are not with us today.
Lühikene vaikuse hetk nendele külalistele, kes sooviksid meiega täna siin olla, aga nad ei ole. Ja siinkohal tunnustus ja tänu loomulikult Richardi emale Jackile, kes oleks tahtnud samuti siin olla.
So now we turn to the bridesmaids. First of all, looking very beautiful today. I think you would all agree.
Yep. The guys, yeah, definitely. Kõigepealt suured tänud loomulikult meie pruutneitsidele, Ingridile ja Madlile, kes näevad täna suurepärased välja.
I think
No, the stand-up show is here.
I think Madly put a lot of effort into Esther keeping her nerves together ahead of today, which is not an easy job, I know. And a special mention to Ingrid, who together with Esther put a hell of a lot of effort into making all the flowers and the beautiful decorations that we see today. So thank you very much for that.
Suured tänud Ingridile ja Madlile, kes aitasid täna Estril siin põnevad väljakutsed vastu võtta pingelistel hetkedel ja loomulikult selle eest, et kõik siin säraks ilusasti lilledega. Aitäh veel kord.
Now to the best men. Tim, who travelled all the way from Australia, and Gary, who's made the trip over from London.
Tim ja Gary on siia tulnud. Loomulikult meie bestmanid, teeme sooja aplausi neile. Isamehed, bestmanid, kes on siia tulnud Austraaliast ja Londonist.
It was a fairly regimented run up to the wedding with bi-weekly conference calls between Amsterdam, Sydney and London, discussing all the outstanding issues we had, delegating tasks and just generally getting ready for today. So thanks all for the effort. I know there's DJ Gary on the decks over here and they've been helping with the food and there's lots of other things they've done in the background. So really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the help.
Tim ja Gary on olnud kogu planeerimisprotsessis juba mitmeid kuid ja siin on toimunud mitmed konverentskõned, business meetingud Austraalia, Amsterdami ja Londoni vahet ja tõesti siiralt tänu teile, härrased. Thanks, guys.
And just also to mention, I know there's a lot of effort going into the best man speech. I think people here are hoping it's short and to the point because they want to get to the bar, so.
I cannot promise you that, Richard. Aga et on mida oodata, kallid külalised, kindlasti ka isameeste ja bestmanide kõne on samuti tulemas, mis Briti traditsioonise kohaselt siis on viimane kõne pulmas. Nii et ka see on tulemas, olge ootel.
Okay, a few final thank yous. This might go a bit quicker. Thanks to Julian, Bonnie and Christoph who made the journey over from Singapore. Tim, Adrian and Christina for traveling all the way from Australia. And lots of people from across Europe who've traveled here to be today. Really appreciate putting in the effort to be here. Ja, ma arvan, et võib kohe julgelt aplausi teha. Aitäh kallitele sõpradele, kes on siia tulnud nii Singapurist, Austraaliast kui ka kõikjalt mujalt üle Euroopa ja maailma, et olla täna siin meiega. Tõesti aitäh. Cheers, Adrian. A few more quick thank yous. Marilyn, who coordinated the bus tickets and the bus this morning. Kate and the Manor staff for putting on all of this stuff. I know there's a lot of people working in the background. Andres for holding the day together. Marcus and band, who I'm not sure if they can hear this, but they're hidden. They're putting on a special set for us later. And Mike for the photography. And all others who maybe I haven't mentioned, but thanks. And so I'd like to ask everyone to please be upstanding for a toast. Paluksime kõigil tõusta. Siinkohal tänasime loomulikult Merilini, kes aitas siin bussiorgunni kõik teha ja piletitega mässata. Ja lisaks veel kõik asjaosalised. Keit Mõisa poolt, Mait, kes siin pilte on tegemas, olid ka tänusõnad mulle. Ja nüüd tuleb toost. Please raise your glasses to all those mentioned and all of you here today. Thank you very much. Toost kõigile, kes on täna siin.
I think you're missing one element, Richard. I think the Estonians know what the element is. Uh-huh. Adrian, you also know. Key. We are entering a new zone, a new area. For Christ's sake, take a room. Get yourself a room. And Richard, from this day on, this is how Esther will welcome you every day at home. But, dear Esther and dear Richard, we do have one favor. Actually, Mait had a little idea because we had this one picture earlier, but it would be nice if you join us at the end of the table and we can make another round of kiba. But all the others, please, let's stay up. Yeah, please join us at the end of the table. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Since you already are in a kiba mode, and guys and ladies, you can raise the glasses and have more cheers for the groom and the bride. Okay. We are good. You may be seated. Võite istuda, kallid külalised. Here you go, Richard.
Okay. Now to the next part of the speech, and probably the more important part. Firstly, I would like to say how stunning Esther is looking today. She looks really fabulous.
Kõne tähtsam osa juurde, millest esimene nüanss on, vaadake, kui suurepärane Ester näeb välja. Nii et teeme siinkohal pruudile veel kohe suure aplausi.
So I'd just like to touch a little bit on the background and maybe the engagement, and especially as we're now here in Estonia, where they're going to take on the presidency of the Council of the European Union. I think it's important that Brexit is discussed.
Richard arvates on praegune hetk tähtis natukene analüüsida Esteri ja Richardi kooselu ja siia jõudmist siin Eestis, kuna Eesti on ka eesistujamaa sellel aastal Euroopa Liidus ja seonduvalt siin ka Brexitiga oleks õige need detailid ka läbi käia.
Yeah, as a Briton and an Estonian living in the Netherlands, I must admit we were both somewhat confused by the outcome of the vote. Now, I don't know how long a state of confusion lasts, but we became engaged about 2 months after that time. Which raised suspicions to say, am I getting engaged just to stay in the single market?
This is quite interesting to translate into Estonian. Well, kui võtta arvesse seda, et you engaged, yeah, 2 months later, after. Richard ja Ester kihlusid 2 kuud pärast seda, kui Brexit leidis aset ja kui me räägime siin erinevatest sõnade mängus, siis ühtne turg ehk single turg ehk siis eesti keeli vallaliste turg, kui ülekantud tähenduses seda võiks öelda, siis Richardi eesmärk ei olnud kindlasti jääda single turule ehk vallaliste turule, kuigi see võis niimoodi näida pärast Brexitit.
Well, I can definitely say it was love, but the entry to the single market is definitely an additional perk of the relationship.
Aga siiski, et ühtse turu eeliseid omada, siis lisaks armastusele on kindlasti see ka väikene eelis, et Richard ikkagi saab sellel single marketil nüüd ka olla. One single market in Europe.
I also have to say that Esther is a very caring person, and that's also one of the things I love about her. She always reminds me of birthdays and other special events during the year. There was one occasion where she mentioned to me one morning, what day is it today? Now, I thought I knew what it was because it was my father's birthday, so I thought surely she's reminding me about that. No, she said it's not that, so I was like, okay, I've got another one up my sleeve. International Women's Day, also widely celebrated in this area. No, it wasn't that one either. She said, today is Wednesday and it's your day to cook.
Ester on väga hooliv naine ja väga hooliv nüüdsest ka abikaasa. Eriti tuli Richardile meelde üks seik, kus hommikul ärgates Ester küsis Richardi käest, kuule, kas sa tead, mis päev täna on? Richard vastas kohe, täna on mu isa Philippi sünnipäev. Ei, mitte see, midagi on veel. Täna on rahvusvaheline naistepäev, mida ju Eestis teadupärast tähistatakse. Ester ütles, et ei, see ei ole ka päris see. Richardil oli juba ideed otsas ja Ester ütles, et täna on see päev, kui sina teed süüa. Kallis Richard.
I can continue all evening to say that she is incredibly loyal, will make an exceptional mother, and how I'm looking forward to spending the rest of our lives together. But I'd like us all to be upstanding for a toast to the bride.
Järgmine toost on pruudile.
Please raise your glasses to Esther the bride.
Esther the bride!
Okay, thank you everyone. You can all sit down now. For lending me your ear. This is where I'd normally hand over to the best men, but I think we're moving it a little bit later. But I think I would like to say that Gary and Tim, I think, discovered my doppelganger online and plagiarized some of the photos of that person at my expense. As such, most of their stories coming up this evening will be fictional in nature.
Nii et kallid külalised, siinkohal me teeme pausi ja kindlasti isameeste ja bestmanide kõne on varsti jätku. You see, Richard, pay attention now. There's a woman with really gut. But in order to come together with the conclusion, with the speech, kallid külalised, kindlasti bestmanidel ja isameestel Timil ja Garyl on varsti siin ees ootamas kõne ja Richard kardab ja eeldab ja arvab, et siin on võib-olla tegemist kõnega, kus mehed on üles leidnud internetist kellegi kaksiku ja kõik jutud, mida te kuulete seal Richardi kohta on väljamõeldised. Nii et saame siis näha, kas nad on väljamõeldised või mitte. Aga siinkohal, kallid daamid ja härrad, tõstame klaasiga Richardi terviseks. I think we should also raise a glass to the groom. Thank you. So once again, round of applause to Richard.